What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to another FPL video. Today's video is based on the team selection for me for game week 29. Many experts classify this game week as the blank game week because there's only 4 fixtures. However, there are 4 exciting games to take place with 8 teams participating. So how can we maximize our return? What's going to go well? We're going to discuss that all in this video. There are many topics today that I'm going to go through. I'm going to go through how my team did in the previous game week, what my total score was, how I did in terms of the average, or in terms of how the game went as a whole for the game week 28. We're going to talk about how many players will be enough for this game week. So out of the 4 fixtures, how many will be sufficient for you to have in your team? Is it time to play like a chip, a wild card, a bench boost, a triple captain? We'll go through that as well. Or maybe even a free hit if it's just changing the team for just 1 week. So we'll discuss all that in greater detail. We'll also talk about players with the injuries and any updates that we've got so far since the weekend in terms of whether they'll be playing, or they're still in doubt, or have they completely been ruled out. So we'll discuss that as well. And last but not least, what transfers I've made for this game week, how many hits I've taken, and what my team will look like for game week 29. So that's the agenda for today, guys. But before we go ahead, welcome back if you've been here before. Welcome if this is your first time. I just want to let you guys know, thank you, my subscribers have hit 150 today. Thank you so much. As you guys are aware, if you've been here before, that I'm looking to hit 500 subscribers on YouTube for my channel by the end of this season. So that's game week 38 in a couple of weeks' time. If I can get that, I'll be on my way to winning a bet with one of my friends, which if I can get 500 subscribers on YouTube, I'll win a PS5. So thank you for everyone who has subscribed. I am aware that around 60 to 65% of people who are watching my videos, they're not actually my subscribers. So please hit the subscribe button if you want to see regular content from me. Join the FPL INKLING family. Hit the notification icon if you want to see regular updates of when I do release my video and content. And hit the like button if you like the video you see today. So let's not waste any further time, guys. Let's get cracking with today's team selection for game week 29. First of all, how is everyone? How did you guys do? Did you guys have a good week? Were you above average, below average? How did it go? But for me, wow, I was below average for the first time in, I'd say, a couple of months, maybe about 8 to 10 weeks. So I got a total of 40 points, and the average was 43 for the game week. So we can go through how it all panned out. Martin has got me 3 points, and Concert 2. So if we look at it from that perspective, Aston Villa actually conceded, I think it was on the 93rd minute. So that could have been an additional 8 points for me there. But what hurt me was literally that kind of set out how my weekend was going to look. I think as the days went on, I was like, okay, I've got a few games coming up. I've only 3 players gone, 8 players to go. I think I'll look all right. It got worse and worse and worse. My only saviour for the week was Cancelo. God forbid if Man City had conceded against Fulham, which they could have done. Fulham played really well recently. I could have been I could have been below 30 points this week. But Cancelo saved the day for me. And in regards to generally the whole performance of my team was shocking. I don't even want to get started on how frustrated I was with the whole AUBAMEYANG situation. So AUBAMEYANG was in my team for that week. And he was on the bench for Arsenal for disciplinary reasons. And then my captain, De Bruyne, didn't play the game at all. So he was part of Pep's roulette finally. So that cost me severely. So in came Reed for 2 points. And I believe, it was just a nightmare for me. And I got Bamford, who went off as well, injured, which wasn't great either. Son went off injured. So this game week literally couldn't have got any worse for me in regards to like 2 of my main players didn't even play the game week, which included my captain, and 2 of my other main players went off injured within half an hour of their games respectively. So it wasn't a great week. There are going to be some drastic changes in this game week, and then I'll make some more changes obviously as the week go along. As I have said, I am someone who doesn't mind taking hits. There are managers and experts out there who will tell you don't take hits, play this chip, take it easy, take this way. But I believe that if you want to be brave, you got to be different. You got to take these risks. So I have taken 3 transfers this week, which I'll go through with you guys in itself. And this was my team performance for last week, guys. It wasn't great. I wasn't too pleased about it. I have no doubts that if I had to play that game week again, I certainly would have played the same team without obviously the knowledge of what took place, because I thought it was a really good team on paper. But they didn't perform, so there's no... Obviously, there's frustration there, but there's no regrets in terms of who I selected and who I put out in terms of my team. But it was just one of those weeks where when one thing goes wrong, it all went downhill from there. So in regards to my team, that was for last week. So I'm going to move on to the second topic now, which is it time to play a chip for game week 29? So as I mentioned, there are only 4 games. So if you have a wildcard chip, I wouldn't use that just yet. For me, if you're going to load up on players from these 8 teams, then you're going to have to stick with that for the rest of the season. And then you might not want to take the hits that I probably take on a weekly basis or every other week. So it's entirely your choice how you want to play it. But if you have a choice between a wild card and a free hit, play the free hit, because just for 1 week it'll change all your players that you want to change, and then it'll revert back to the original squad that you did have. So that's a bit of chip guidance for you there if you're playing this for the first time and you have a few doubts around it, because I have had a few questions around how do the chips work and which one is the best one to use. So for me, if you've got a free hit chip, play the free hit chip. If you've got a bench boost and you've got a few more players that you can load up from your bench, or you can just bring them in, or you've got like 1 or 2 players even on top, so maybe you've got 13 players from these 8 teams that are playing, then please play the bench boost to maximise your returns. But for me, wildcard, I wouldn't say don't play it. It's entirely your choice, but there's game week 33 coming, and maybe 36 or 37 might be a double game week at the end of the season. There's no confirmation just yet, so just hold on to the wild card. It might come handy at the end of the season, but for right now, because of the only 4 fixtures, I don't think it'll be worth utilising such a vital chip at this point in the season. So I hope that helps you guys with any kind of queries or doubts. If you have any more queries or any more questions, you guys know where to contact me. Drop me a message on YouTube, Instagram. I've got loads of messages from, and in terms of Twitter as well. So let me know how you guys feel. And the third part we were going to talk about was players with injuries. So let's have a look at the current injury situation. So Son, it's 25% chance of playing. I haven't heard much from Tottenham over the last couple of days, but I think I heard on Monday Mourinho saying it doesn't look as severe as they originally thought. He has been selected in the international squad for his friendlies, so that's a good sign. I don't think he'll be available for the Villa game on Sunday, but I think he might be available for selection once the international break is over and in a couple of game weeks' time for game week 30. But again, will Spurs ease him back in, or will they take a slower approach? I'm not too sure. So for me, if you don't have Son in your team, don't bring him in, because I don't think he'll be, well, I'm pretty certain he won't be playing, but never say never. And I'll try not to bring him. If you've got in your team and you want to play a free hit or you want to transfer him out for this week, it's completely understandable. It depends on how you want to play. Do you want to just do a straight swap between him and Gareth Bale? Or if there are other players that you're looking at to bring in into the squads, that's entirely your choice. So for me, for Son, I don't think he'll be playing this week at all. In terms of Bamford, there's some really good news. So it's 75% on hip injury. But Bielsa was saying today that he looks in good shape and he's quite likely to start on Friday. A lot of managers have transferred him out, which has caused his price to fall by 0.1 mil. I think people should have just waited a few more hours or a day, I'd say, or so, to just get a bit more insight. I'm not going to transfer him out. I'm leaving him in. And in my opinion, if he plays, great. If he doesn't, well, what can I say? It's worth taking a punt. I mean, he's probably one of the best strikers in terms of game returns this season, playing this weekend. So if I can get him playing, I brought him into the team originally for this game week a couple of weeks ago. So for me, there's no reason why I should take him out. And if you still have him in your squad, give him a couple more hours, or at least until deadline day to see any further kind of like updates. But if you want to take him out, it's entirely your choice. But if you just want to play a chip, then that's ideal for you in that situation. And the other was Saka. I think Saka was injured as well. I think he's like hamstring and it's 75% likelihood of playing. So I'm not too sure around his availability because I haven't been given much news from Arteta. But that's something to consider as well if you want to bring him in terms of player injuries. If there are any other players you want me to talk about, feel free to let me know. Now let's go forward to my transfers for this game week and reveal my team, which I'll be putting out for game week 29. So let's show you guys. So game week reveal. So in goal, I have Martinez, who will be my goalkeeper. I'll bring it up here. And my defence, so I'll tell you my transfers first. So I had Cancelo, who went out for Alioski. I've taken out Harrison Reed and I've brought in Gareth Bale. And I've taken out AUBAMEYANG and I've brought in Riyad Mahrez, who is on my bench below, as you guys can see. Now, I haven't made much amendments to my team here. So I've left Son and Bamford in. At the moment, I don't feel that I would want to bring in anyone else for them for this week. Who knows, I might reconsider, but this is pretty much 99% of my team, and I doubt I'm going to change that. So pretty much going to stay as it is. So to choose a captain, I think for this week, I will go Gareth Bale. Just simply on, it depends on how many people make him captain. I might go a bit differential. My vice captain for this week, the temptation is Bamford, but if Bamford doesn't play and Bale doesn't play, I'll just probably have to play a bit reserved. So I'm going to go Antonio. So let's make him vice captain, and let's save my team. So as you can see, I'm playing a 3-4-3 formation this week. So in defence, I have Konsa, Alioski against Fulham, and Reguilon against Villa. In midfield, I've got Son, De Bruyne, Fernandes, who obviously aren't playing this week, and I've got Bale as my captain. Up front, I've got Bamford, Antonio, and Watkins. Now, if all the players that are scheduled to play this week play, so injuries permitting, I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 players who will be fit to play this week. But the 2 players who are injured do not participate. I still have 7 players. Now, for me, I think even 7 players is sufficient for this game week. So one of the questions was how many players are sufficient for this game week. So this is the answer to my question off the agenda. I think anywhere between 7 to 11 is more than enough. I think there's going to be a lot of managers who probably haven't taken any hits, probably aren't going to play any transfers. They're probably going to have like 2 or 3, maybe even 4 at best in terms of players this week. They want to not take many risks this week in terms of their selections. I've taken an 8-point hit. So I had 1 free transfer, so I've made 3 transfers, and this is what my team looks like for now, and these are my selections. My captain is Gareth Bale. Now, I know you guys must be thinking, but in my captaincy video, I said Harry Kane to be number 1. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get Harry Kane in my squad on this week. Or will I live to regret it? I may do, but my second option for captaincy was Gareth Bale from Spurs. So that's my personal choice. It's a bit of a differential. If it pays off, if he gets me a double game week return, it will boost my ranking a lot more. And plus, I'm playing head-to-head leagues. As I mentioned before, maybe the ranking this season isn't that significant for me as much as the kind of like head-to-head leagues and leagues I'm participating in. But this has helped me a lot in terms of my recent rank in the last couple of weeks, where I have moved up near enough 400,000 places, despite taking some hits. And 2 weeks I had minus 16 points with 5 transfers. So this is my team for this week. What are your thoughts? Would you do anything different? Have you got any questions around it? Let me know. So I've got a few questions now. This is the part I'm going to talk about the questions you guys have sent me through and what questions I can answer for you guys. So the first question I had was, what is the best fixture to maximise in terms of number of players from each squad? So as you guys can see at the bottom right, I've got fixtures up the screen for you guys, and they're up and available for you guys to see. So I think to maximise from this game, I mean, it's your choice. I mean, I would say the West Ham Arsenal game. So if you're going to go for West Ham, maybe I've got Antonio, Lingard, Cresswell, Fabianski, Kafel, Souček, Lanzini, Lingard. There's so many players that are playing well in the West Ham squad. Even in Arsenal, they've showed some real good glimpses in the Europa League, plus the Spurs derby that they played. So you've got players like Odegaard, Lacazette, Bellerin, who's played really well. Their goalkeeper Leno's been pretty decent in goal. You've got Saka, Smith Rowe. The list goes on. So I think in terms of what teams or fixture to maximise from, I think the West Ham Arsenal game will be the best one, closely followed by the Aston Villa Spurs game, injuries permitting, because obviously Son, we're not aware of fully whether he will play. Well, we are aware that he's not in the best of shape to be ready for the game, but you never know. The Premier League always springs a few surprises to us. So let's wait and see. Let's see what happens. The second question is, what is the best formation to play? I'm playing 3-4-3. So it's entirely your choice. I think this is the best formation for this game week. I would have had 3 strikers available and playing for this game week if Bamford is fully fit and playing. So for me, 3-4-3 will be the best in terms of the maximum return I think I can make from Antonio, Watkins and Bamford for this game week. So 3-4-3, 3-5-2, some people are considering, some people are playing 4-4-2. So it's entirely your choice of what the dynamics of your team is, how many players you have in. But for me, as I've got 9, possibly 7 after injuries if they don't play, I think 3-4-3 will give me the best outcome in terms of this game week formation. Who's the best captain? I've mentioned that before in my captaincy video. Harry Kane, for me, has to be the captaincy choice number 1, followed by Bale, Antonio. Entirely your choice. I would have said Son if he was fully fit. Bamford as well if he was fit. But from what I'm seeing, it's definitely Harry Kane, guys. So if you've got him in your squad and you're looking to get him in, I reckon he's a really good captaincy shout. I may have put the jinx on him. He may only get 2 points and blanks, but if you look at it beforehand, in hindsight, everything seems a lot easier. But for me, Harry Kane for this game week will be your best captain. I have a question. Let's check. Is it a good time to play the triple captainship? Ooh, I forgot about the triple captainship there. Again, there might be a chance of a double game week. I personally wouldn't play it this week if I was you. But if you've got Harry Kane, there's no other person better to use that chip on. Maybe if Bamford was fit, I would have said used it on him, but I wouldn't use it. But if you do, Harry Kane is the player, or Bale, followed by that very closely. Will Bale play the full 90 minutes? Again, they got a Europa League game. Do they finish the game off quickly? Does he get benched? Does he get brought on? I think with Bale, what you need to remember, he might not get the full 90 minutes week in, week out, but he's an impact player. So you have players like Foden, Mahrez, Bale. These players, you can even come on for like 20 minutes at the end of the game and literally just create an impact. So he's an impactful player. It's not about how long he stays on the pitch. It's about what he does in terms of how long he's on there for. So even if he's on there for 60 minutes and he gets you 2 or 3 returns in terms of goals and assists, I think that's his job done. And I think that's what Mourinho will be thinking from him, is 60 minutes, just full out, get the goals, get the assists, park the bus, and let Tottenham win the game. So I think that might be the plan, but I don't see a reason why he can't play 90 minutes, because after this they do have a break for the international break. So yeah, I mean, I'll be surprised if he did play the full 90, but then again, if he did play the full 90, it's a genuine reason because they don't have any games for the next week or so. Will Saka be fit for this game? Again, I said he's 75% chance of him playing. He's got a hamstring injury. I've not heard much, so if you've got him in your team, leave him in there. I would say there's a good chance he could play. I haven't heard anything to say he won't be playing, but you never know with Arsenal and any players in terms of fitness. I mean, we can find out tomorrow with the Europa League tie that they have playing against their team that they're playing this week. But I would say if you've got him in your squad, keep him in. If you're looking to bring him in, I personally wouldn't. If he's got a doubt of playing, then maybe just see if he's available for the Europa League tie. If not, if he is played and Arteta gives a bit of an update, then maybe make your choice. But for now, if you've got him in, leave him in. If you don't, I wouldn't bring him in. Is Odegaard a must? Whilst I actually saw him play full 90 minutes against Spurs last week for the first time, he's got his first goal, and that was his first return in terms of a player for Arsenal for FPL this season. I wouldn't say he's a must for this game week or a must in general, but he's a good differential. I think he's owned by about 1% of managers, and he's only 5.9 mil. I can see why Arsenal want to play him more and they want to sign him on a full-term basis. They want to expose him to league and give him more experience. But is he an FPL essential? I wouldn't say he's an essential at the moment, guys. I'm like, if I was going to pick someone over Odegaard, I'd probably go Smith Rowe, even Willian. I know people are going to raise eyebrows, but Odegaard is just not proven for me yet. But if you want to go differential, by all means do, but it's not a must for me. For this game week, maybe give him a 2-3 weeks to just see how he is. Obviously after the international break, let him play a game. I know there's only about 8 or 9 games left in this game week season, but give him a game or two. Let's see what he's made of. Let's see how much he can bring to the table. If you want to get him in now, by all means go for it, but for me it's not a must. So Odegaard, let's see. It's going to be a work in progress, and we'll take it from there. So that is my team selection, guys, for game week 29, the blank game week. What are your thoughts? Let me know. Thanks for watching the video. If If you liked it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to be part of the FPL INKLING channel. Let me get close to the 500 mark that I've discussed many times before. Hit the like button and notification icon if you want the latest notifications of when my videos are going to be released. Thank you so much again for watching. Thank you all for your questions and all your support that you guys are providing me. Have a great week. Make some brave choices. I would say if you have to take hits, take the hits, guys. Be differential, be brave, and be positive to get the results you guys are looking for. Best of luck for this game week. I'll see you guys soon. Have a good one.